If you have $10,000 sitting in your bank account right now, you are already losing money. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because nobody ever showed you what the top 1% actually do with their first $10,000. I've talked to real millionaires, real portfolio managers, and every single one of them uses a strategy they almost never talk about publicly. Today, I'm breaking it down, step by step, so you can copy it exactly, no jargon, no fluff, no financial advisor needed. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your first $10,000 should go, and why 90% of people get this completely backwards. Let's get into it. Welcome back. If you're new here, I break down real investing strategies in the simplest way possible, no BS, no confusing Wall Street terms. I used to think investing was only for people with finance degrees. Turns out, it's not. It's about knowing 5 or 6 key moves and repeating them consistently. So here's the deal, in this video, I'm not just going to throw random advice at you. I'm going to show you the exact framework millionaires use to allocate $10,000, why they never explain it in interviews, and how you can build this yourself starting today, even if you've never bought a single stock in your life. Quick disclaimer, this is not financial, legal, or tax advice. Always do your own research. But I promise, by the end of this, you'll understand investing better than most people who've been doing it for years. Direct hit section 1, why most people millionaires don't do either. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Structure. Most people either freeze up and never invest their $10,000. Or they panic and throw it all into one stock they saw on TikTok. A growth engine. Both are mistakes. Income generator. Cash on standby. Nobody talks about this combination because it's not sexy. It's not a meme stock. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. But it's the exact quiet, boring system that has created more millionaires than any hot stock tip ever will. Let's break down each one, and I'll show you exactly which funds real investors use. Direct hit section 2, bucket number 1, the stable core. This is your foundation. Think of it as the concrete slab your entire financial future gets built on. The move here is simple, an S&P 500 index fund. This gives you ownership in the top 500 companies in America: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, all in one purchase. Why do millionaires love this? Because it removes emotion. You're not guessing which stock will pop. You're betting on the entire US economy growing over time, and historically, it always has. Here's the part nobody tells you: you don't need to pick individual stocks to build wealth. In fact, trying to beat the market is exactly what keeps most people poor. The wealthy know this. That's why this boring, unglamorous fund is often 40 to 50% of a millionaire's starting portfolio. Insert on-screen graphic, historical S&P 500 growth chart. This bucket is your tech and innovation exposure, funds tied to AI, semiconductors, now here's where it gets exciting, because this is the part of the portfolio designed to accelerate your wealth. But it's also where the biggest long-term gains happen. Here's the psychology trick millionaires use that nobody talks about. They treat this bucket like a 10 to 15 year bet, not a get-rich-in-6 months bet. They're not checking it daily. They're not panic selling when it drops 10% in a week. That patience, that's the real secret. Not the fund. Not the ticker. The patience. If you're younger, or you have a longer time horizon, this bucket can be a bigger slice of your $10,000. If you're closer to retirement, you'll want less exposure here, and I'll explain why in the next section. Direct hit section 4, bucket number 3, the income generator. This is the bucket that keeps cash flowing into your account even while you sleep. This is dividend investing. Here's what nobody explains clearly: when you own a dividend-paying fund, companies literally pay you just for holding their stock. It's not huge money on $10,000 at first, but this is a snowball. The wealthy don't chase overnight riches. They stack small, consistent payments that compound over decades. Direct hit
This
section
bucket
5
becomes especially
powerful
four,
later
the
in
cash
life.
reserve.
When you want your money working
Most
for
people
you,
either
generating
keep zero
income,
cash reserve,
instead of you
or they
working
keep
for money.
everything
in cash, earning almost nothing at a regular bank. Millionaires do something different. They keep 5 to 10% in a high-yield cash account or money market fund, earning real interest while it waits to be deployed. This gives you flexibility. If the market drops and there's a buying opportunity, you have ammo ready. This is the exact strategy that lets the wealthy buy the dip while everyone else is panicking. Direct hit section 6, the 4 portfolio blueprints. Now let's put it all together. Based on your goals, here are 4 ways to combine these buckets. Blueprint 1, the balanced millionaire. 40% stable, 30% growth, 20% income, 10% cash. This is the most common starting point. Blueprint 2, the income seeker. 30% stable, 10% growth, 50% income, 10% cash. Ideal if you want cash flow sooner. Blueprint 3, the aggressive builder. 30% stable, 50% growth, 10% income, 10% cash. For those with a longer runway who can handle volatility. This is what a huge number of quiet millionaires actually do, and almost nobody talks about it because it feels too simple to be impressive. No complexity. Pick whichever matches your life stage and comfort with risk. There's no wrong answer here, only the wrong move is doing nothing. Direct hit section 7, the real reason millionaires don't talk about this. Here's the truth bomb. This strategy isn't hidden because it's complicated, it's hidden because it's boring. Nobody wants to make a viral video about slow, consistent index fund investing. It doesn't get clicks. It doesn't sound exciting. But this exact boring blueprint is how real wealth gets built, quietly, consistently, without drama. While everyone's chasing the next hot stock tip, the people who actually become financially free are the ones doing this unsexy, repeatable system, month after month, year after year. So if you've got $10,000 or even $1,000 to start, you now know exactly how the wealthy actually structure their investments. Start small if you need to. The amount matters less than starting the system today. If this helped you, hit subscribe. I'm dropping more videos breaking down exactly how everyday people build real wealth, without the Wall Street jargon. Drop a comment below telling me which blueprint you're going to start with. I read every single one. See you in the next video.